sweet home.
17 years ago, I stood on the bedrock of the World Trade Center, receiving families. This year, I stood on a beautiful memorial receiving families. Today, we stand on bedrock. No matter whatever is built at the 9/11 Memorial, this is bedrock. The names that will be placed on the wall today to remember those heroes who gave their lives for the furtherance of this country to always answer a challenge. Today, as we have first responders in storm's way, we pray for them, the United States military, law enforcement, fire service, EMS, as they prepare to do their job, leaving their families and attending to those whose names they do not know.
The flames are gone, the smoke has cleared. The site is busy with no new fears. Some people have forgotten this tragic event through the past years. Now first responders' families live with new fears. They were called into action and many did race for the silent danger not knowing they would face. Now history will amend, its numbers continue to rise. Many are paying with their shortened lives.
I now, as chairman of the park, it's time to hand over the reins to a new president. And the park board could not have chosen a better replacement for me. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce Judy Simmons, widow of the firefighter Martin Simmons, FDNY, and our new president.
Speaking to you today as the park president. Not only is this park located in the town my husband Marty and I chose to live in and raise 3 beautiful sons, Joe, Kevin, and Ryan, but sadly my husband's name is inscribed on this wall. I am dedicated to keeping this park a beautiful place for all to visit and to remember their loved ones. This dedication comes from my heart, where my husband will always remain. To the families and friends who have lost loved ones, please accept our heartfelt condolences and know that you now have an extended family who understands your loss.
Many of you already know John Field and the things that he's done, but sadly there's some new folks to our community who may not know and probably just need a little window into who John is. John serves as both head of the Feel Good Foundation and CEO of the 9/11 Responders Park. John is also a 9/11 iron worker who was seriously injured on the pile. Aside from that, John is also a U.S. Army airborne veteran and a kidney donor to somebody he didn't know. To show you what kind of man that John is, John even recently talked about donating his second kidney, and I told him probably not a good idea because we need him to lead the park.
What a year since we saw you last. We got a bill passed in Albany. We got the nicest pension system to change the way they operate and help those affected by 9/11. And we got the 9/11 Memorial Museum to build us a memorial on their plaza grounds. We've been busy, but there's no place that I'd rather be than here. When we had this chance and worked with Comptroller Kennedy, who was a legislator at the time, and they said, let's build a park. We made sure that it was a park insured for those who died since 9/11. We made sure that they're not forgotten. And while there's parks and memorials everywhere for those who died that horrific Tuesday morning, They're always remembered.
Technician William F. Ryan, Bay Community Volunteer Ambulance Corps. Police Officer Diane Halbrin, New York City Police Department. Marine Engineer Robert W. Alexander, Fire Department, City of New York. Police Officer Bernard L. Skinner, New York City Police Department. Police Officer Louis Palermo, Jr., Nassau County Police Department. Police Mechanic Christopher E. Hobart, New York State Police. Robert J. Regensberger, Sr., Volunteer. Gerald J. Quill, Local 15. Team Leader Stephen M. Centauri, Department of Energy. Dr. Chris J. Bosch, Missouri Task Force 1. William A. Critton, Local 580. Police Officer Walter L. Mallinson, Harrison Police Department. Michael J. Quinn, Local 3. Sergeant Christopher M. Christodoulou, New York City Police Department. Police Officer James V. Quinn, Nassau County Police Department. Special Agent Mark C. Johnston, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Firefighter Thomas W. Dodal, Sr., Fire Department, City of New York.
Police Officer Scott N. Gaines, New York City Police Department. Police Officer John P. Ferrari, New York City Police Department.
What you don't know, Matt's also a VCF attorney. He's also a 9/11 responder, former NYPD, and he's walked the halls of Congress in D.C. and the halls of Albany with us, and he's part of the team that whipped the snot out of NICES. So with that being said, so you know, we're all friends with NICES now too. I'm not making that up. On behalf of the Feel Good Foundation 9/11 Responders Remembered Park, this flag is dedicated to Matt McCully, and this flag flew over the United States Capitol.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby.
My father was born in Italy, and my grandfather used to give a speech at all the family weddings, and he would give advice to the new couple. And he'd say, what is marriage? He'd say, it's a long journey with a lot of ups and downs. But that's okay, because in life, non ci sono rose senza spine. You can't have a rose without the thorns. You can't have the good things in life without the suffering. You couldn't appreciate the good things in life without the suffering. And today, every single name that we heard today represents a tremendous amount of suffering. And think of the thousands of names that aren't even on this list yet. And the suffering that goes on in all of our lives on a regular basis, whether it's in our families, in our communities, the things we read in the newspaper. But today we celebrate the roses of life, really the best part of life, when a whole community came together, Democrats and Republicans, all different types of folks from all different backgrounds, all came together to say, we want to honor these people that gave their lives and gave so much.